Good morning and welcome to this HTML5 course. In this chapter, we're going to talk about targeting HTML tags with selectors. Let's see how we can add style to our page. We're going to put a style tag here, and in fact, between these tags, we're going to put our CSS. Earlier, we put a H1 title in green. So we're going to remove what we had put in and put it here instead. So we're going to put our H1 and we're going to open the braces. Inside the braces, we will put our style. So we say green. Now, if I refresh, you see that my title is still green. To show you, I can change and put, for example, pink. You see that my title is now pink. I'm going to put green again because I like it. And we're going to try to stylize, for example, our header. So, our header is here. And we're going to style it with a background and a margin like we did before by putting the style here. Now, I'm going to remove the style. I'm going to put it here. So we said it was our header, so I'm going to write it and I'm going to open my braces. I'm going to put its background color that we had set to yellow and the margin that we had set to 10 pixels. Now, if I update, I have my header which is still in yellow and with a margin of 10 pixels all around. Now we have another way of doing things with IDs. So, ID selector. Yes, so this is the way to put comments in CSS. We had seen that to put comments in HTML, it was enough to write them like this. In the CSS, the comments are made with a slash and an asterisk. So for IDs, we're going to put, for example, our little subtitle here. We're going to add some style to it, so let's find our little subtitle. It's here. To do this, we're going to have to add an ID to it. So I'm going to add an ID to it that I will simply call subtitle. It's a subtitle. To call our ID, we will have to put a hashtag, a hash. So I put subtitle and I open my braces. In the same way, I can define its style. For example, if I want to change its font size, I can do it this way. And so if I save, you see now that its size is bigger. You might say to me, but why not call the tag directly? Because if we call the tag P, then all our paragraphs that have this tag P will have the style that we have defined. I can do it with you. Let's imagine, for example, that I'm going to put this in a commentary and that I simply call a P tag. I put its style on it, so we will put the same font size. We will put it so that it's clearly visible. We will put XX large, so I put in an update and you can see that now all my paragraphs have become very large. That's not what I wanted. What I wanted was just for my subtitle here to be a little larger. So I'm going to delete that because that's not what we wanted. I'm going to uncomment my line here. So I'm updating and that's what I wanted. I can also change the style of several selectors. For example, I'm going to show you here. We have a list. You see we have LI also here. So, if I want to change the style of my LIS, but not of this, only this LIS, I can very well put a class on them to be able to give them a particular style. I will simply put a class that I will call post, and I will put this class on all the LIS that I want to design. So I put it to him, and to him. So in this way, now if I call my class, so here we're going to say class selector. To call a class, we simply put a dot. I call it post. I open my braces and I'm going to style it. For example, we're going to put a border on the left, so border left, which will be 4 pixels thick with a solid style and a color. We're going to stay in green. So if I refresh, now you can see that my pieces have a green border on the left side. So this list doesn't have a border. I have targeted only the LIS that are here. So you can also use multiple selectors at the same time to assign a style. So I'm going to put multiple. Let's say I want to assign the same style to my paragraphs and my H2 title, for example. I simply separate them with a comma. Now, if I change the color of my text and put gray on it, I save and refresh my page, you can see that all my paragraphs and my H2 titles as well as my paragraphs are now gray. We also have the possibility of assigning a style by descent. So here I put descendant. In fact, we will see that here I had my LA list to which I have not yet assigned a style. Well, if I want to assign a style without assigning it an ID or a class, for example, I can very well assign it a style using its parent. That is to say the NAV. So you can see how to do it. I will simply call its parent. So in its parent we have the LA, and then I will be able to assign it a style. So I'm going to give it a font size large, and I can give it, for example, a font weight in bold, so bold. This way, if I save, you can see that this list now has a larger font and a bolder character. But my other lists have not changed. I changed the style only of this list, which was in navy, as you can see. So my list is in NAV, but my other lists are not in a navy. They are in the main.